All right, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Teacher Diane.
Yes, okay, good afternoon, Teacher Rose.
Yes.
Oh, yes. All right, so today is April 28th, okay, and right now we are working our way, understanding further our second lesson, okay, for our IELTS preparatory course here on our online platform Microsoft Teams. Okay, and yes, son, I received your homework. Okay, and I actually tried to update that file, and I'm going to name it with some other titles. Okay, so remember that when we want to update file, okay, as for our homework, we would want to give it a title that is appropriate for it. Okay, so you're not going to keep the title of the file as the original, so it would be a little confusing if it's gonna be something the same as you receive it. Okay, so let's get started right away. San, how are you?
I am.
You are?
I am good.
You are good. Okay, thank you so much. Now let's try to ask Teacher Rose, okay, how she is. Teacher Rose, how are you?
I'm alright.
Yes, nice to hear that as well. So right now, okay, we're gonna get started right away to our preliminary exercises. Okay, so I want to complete something from my end, and this is actually part of our periodic assessment, okay, here in this course. So here on the television monitor, you will see a table where your understanding of the words in our topic, intermediate and extended families, would be gauged. Now, I'm going to check San's responses. Okay, here from my end. Okay, so San, you would need to answer everything loudly and clearly as much as possible. All right, now let's get started. Okay, San, okay, we're going to be moving on to three different areas of this drill. Okay, number one, we want to read. Number two, we want to translate. And number three, we want to know the usage of the word. Okay, so right now I'm going to pull up a test paper from our computer. Okay, so I would be able to note down everything. Okay, so let's start with this son. Okay, please read.
Member.
Member Lazi.
Member là thành viên.
Teacher Rose?
Yeah.
Okay, make your voice louder. Okay, so now, what is the usage of member? Is it a noun, a verb, an adjective, or an adverb?
It's now.
It's a noun. Very good. Okay, now let's try moving on. Okay, so please read the second word.
Consider.
La?
Là xem xét. Yes.
Okay, that's good. Now, what's the usage? Okay? What's the usage of the word consider?
Verb.
Verb. Okay, that's good. Now let's try moving on. Okay, so we've got here, okay, the term. Please read.
Immediate. Immediate family.
All right, so be very careful. An immediate family, la?
That is the key. Yes.
All right, and how's the usage?
It's now.
It's a noun. Very good. So you can understand exactly when I ask you of the usage. How do you use it in our lesson? All right. So remember, okay, we've got a lesson and we want to remember how each word, term, phrase, or let's say an idea is used. Okay, now you're doing great. You're doing great. Now let's try moving on to the next. Okay, so let's have this.
Head the family.
All right. Now, what does it mean? Okay, head of the family là gì?
Có nghĩa là thuộc gia đình.
All right. Yes, thank you. Now, what is the usage of this, okay, in our lesson?
Now,
Okay, that's great. Now, let's try moving on, okay, to the fourth. Okay, please read.
breadwinner
All right, breadwinner. Yes, okay, breadwinner là.
là trụ cột gia đình.
Okay, and what is the usage?
Is now.
Okay, now these are easy. Well, for me, let's try to check this one. Okay, please read.
Parents.
All right, parents. Oh, yes. La.
Now, là bố mẹ.
Okay, that's good. Now let's try moving on to the next.
Sibling.
Okay, siblings la.
Sibling là anh chị em ruột.
All right. Now, what's the usage?
Is now.
Okay, that's great. Now let's try moving on to the next.
The eldest.
All right. So just improve it up with the eldest. Okay, the eldest. All right. La.
Là con cả.
Okay, thank you. Now, what's the usage?
Is now.
It's a noun as well. All right. Now let's try moving on to this one.
The youngest.
All right. So the youngest la.
Em út.
Em út hoặc là con út.
All right. So thank you. And what's the usage?
Is now.
All right. Now, lastly, we've got
Uncle.
how should be your mouth?
Uncle.
Okay, that's much better. Now, la.
Làm bác hoặc là chú.
All right. And the usage?
Aunt.
No. What's the usage of uncle?
Uncle is now.
All right, it's also a noun. All right, so on the first column, you get a perfect score of 5 in all levels. All right, so let's try moving on to the next column. Let's try to read the first one here.
Aunt.
All right, and Aunt Lizzie.
Aunt là cô hoặc là dì.
All right, and what's the usage?
Is now.
It's a noun. All right, now let's try moving on to the next.
Cousin. Cousin.
Again, please.
Cousin.
All right, and cousin la.
Cousin là anh chị em họ.
All right. Now, what is the usage of the word cousin, okay, in our lesson?
Now.
Okay. Now, let's try moving on to the next.
Nephew.
All right. And nephew la?
Cháu trai.
Oh, yes. And what is the function, the usage?
Is now.
It's a noun. All right. Let's move on. Okay, we've got a few more to go.
Niece.
Yes. Uh-huh. And niece la?
Cháu gái.
Okay.
All right. And what is the usage?
Now.
Okay. Now let's try moving on to the next.
Prefer.
Prefer. All right. And prefer la?
Thích hơn.
Oh, yes. And what's the usage?
Is but.
Okay. I was waiting for that because in a number of rows, noun. Okay, now we've got the verb prefer. All right. Now let's try moving on. So we have here.
Live.
All right. And what is the Vietnamese meaning?
Sống.
Oh, yes. And what is the usage? Verb. Okay. We're doing great. So let's try to check this thing. Okay, we've got.
Relative.
Okay.